Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. With that, let's get on up to Jacksonville. Standing by for the call, it's our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jacksonville's offense taking the field for the first time, and we'll see how Blake Bortles does here. He's coming off arguably the best game of his career against New England. 377 passing yards and 4 touchdowns.
Don't forget he had 35 rushing yards as well, but it's nice for him that the focus is on the passing yards. Because you remember he won a playoff game last year against Buffalo where he had more rushing yards than passing yards. So people were often wondering, when the time was right and they needed it, could his right arm get him a victory? He did that in a big way. They got revenge on the Patriots for the AFC Championship game loss, and now the Jags get their first win against Tom Brady. They're now 1-8.
Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And despite being 2-0, this offense for the Jags did get some bad news last week. Left tackle Cam Robinson, torn ACL, out for the year.
Yeah, high second-round pick last year from Alabama, was getting better with each start. And you know he can run block, because when you come from Alabama, you can drive people off the line of scrimmage, continue to improve as a pass protector. So here's your impact. Josh Wells now comes in to take his spot at left tackle. Out of James Madison, had 4 starts in 2017.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the others, you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense. Still first down.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Bortles to throw on second down. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. A look at the defense for Tennessee. And last year, as we talk about the safety spot, Kevin Byard, all-pro safety, led the NFL with 8 interceptions, and now he leads all NFL safeties in another category, 2 touchdown passes after last week.
Well, we knew he was a ball hawk. Coming out of Middle Tennessee, he had 19 interceptions in his career, so we knew he knew how to defend the pass. But to throw one, I don't know that he did that in college. He's now done the NFL, 67-yard touchdown pass on a fake punt in Week 2 against Houston. The longest touchdown pass by a defender in the Super Bowl era.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
When the Titans selected Alabama linebacker Rashaan Evans at number 22, I thought it was a perfect fit. Gives him a chance to apprentice a little bit with Wesley Woodyard right there next to him and eventually take over running that defense. He can run, he can hit, he can cover. Everything you expect out of a first-round linebacker.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. We're ready to get our first look at the Tennessee Titans on offense. They're coming off a division win over Houston 20-17 in Week 2. Now, the quarterback situation somewhat muddled. Marcus Mariota injured elbow in Week 1, so they had to turn to Blaine Gabbert in Week 2.
And he did what backups are supposed to do. He filled the role and guided his team to a win. 13 of 20, 117 yards and a touchdown. And he did it without their starting offensive tackles. Taylor Lewan was out with an injury. Jack Conklin still recovering from knee surgery in the offseason. Can you name who the starting tackles were for the Titans?
No, but I know you can.
Tyler Merritz and Kevin Pamphile. And they slowed down the pass rush of the Texans long enough for Tennessee to win the game.
Dion Lewis, the first carry for the expatriate. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Mariota now on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 8. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Shotgun now for Bortles. His throw incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Bortles. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. And Lambo will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Titans now. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start things on 1st down to Dion Lewis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Rashard Matthews here on the catch. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Tennessee getting the 1st down on a big play of 18 yards. They run. This is Lewis. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This Jacksonville defense, they were solid against New England in Week 2. Held the Patriots under 100 yards total rushing. And they just really bottled them up altogether.
And they really shut down Rob Gronkowski, too. Just 2 catches for 15 yards after a big opening weekend against Houston. Had 123 yards in that game. And Dante Fowler Jr. started the season a little bit of trouble with the team. He's back in a big way. Forced fumble, recovered it, and had an additional sack on Tom Brady.
Now they'll run with Lewis. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Mariota now from the 50. And that's caught by Smith. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
This is Lewis. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second down, Mariota. Goes underneath for Henry. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it third down. Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep, Jadon Mickens. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Green 80. Green 80. Green.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still first down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it sets him up with 2nd and just 2 yards to go.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10. So now they can keep grinding out first downs, and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
Green 80.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Bortles to the former Colt Moncrief for a Jaguar first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. The big man, Jarrell Casey, in on the stop.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Throwing now is Bortles. That is incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Green 80.
Bortles. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. With it is Jackson. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start off with a give to Lewis. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the gun, Mariota. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the 1st quarter of play. 10-zip our score. More from Jacksonville after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With the former Volunteer Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Titans with the football here to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Mariota on first down. He finds Corey Davis. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Throwing is Mariota. And his throw here is incomplete. A strong safety, Barry Church, all over that one and knocked it away.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Mariota. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
So on 4th down, here's the Tennessee field goal unit led by Ryan Suckup. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. The Jaguars getting set to go. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10 way up at the 37. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Paul. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing is Bortles, and his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And now it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, you got 380. 380.
To throw is Bortles. Throw left side complete. It's Cole. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Bortles to Cole for the Jacksonville first. Bortles now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
380.
On play action, now Bortles. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
380.
Bortles will try again on 2nd down. And he's brought down. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Completes it to Moncrief, left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Let's go, let's go.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Back back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. The Jaguars on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Green 80. Green 80. Green 6.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Dion Lewis getting set to go again here with his guys on offense. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Play action now. Mariota. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. The Titans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw is Mariota. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Miles Jack in there to drop it for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he fields it cleanly. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Green 80. Green 80. Green 80.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. They'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made by Brian Orakpo.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Green 80.
A handoff to Fournette. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Now Bortles on the bootleg. Stays on his feet. And he'll get that to Fournette complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
Now Leonard Fournette. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on second and goal here. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey,
writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on second and goal here.
380. 380.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
380.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. Bortles now on third and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Dante Moncrief from a yard out. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Oh, such great concentration there, going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There's so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Lambo to add on the extra point. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Titans getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Mariota now to throw on first down. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it first and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal.
Green 80. Green 80. Green 80.
From the gun, it's Bortles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Green 80. Green 80.
Shotgun now for Bortles. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to third and goal. The Jaguars on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and goal.
Green 80.
Bortles now to throw. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Now, before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. They start the drive on the ground with Lewis. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a pickup of 3 on the play, but with it, time has run out on the first half of play. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And his pass incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Play fake. Mariota. It's caught. Smith. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion, Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Play action. Now it's Bortles. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. They give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And this is Moncrief with a catch. They'll get 4 out of that, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Bortles to the former Jet, Safarian Jenkins for the Jags' 1st down. That that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Green 80.
They go play action here on first down. They'll check this one off to Fournette. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Green 80. Green 80. Green attack.
Now Fournette. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Jaguars on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Green 80.
Now Bortles. And this is going to be incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the right hash, this from 33. And Lambo will put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Lewis. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On play action, Mariota. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Titans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They go play action. Mariota. And that's complete to Lewis. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Mariota gives to Henry. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. The Titans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. On second down, here's Henry. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Yep. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
4 down. Green 80.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Green 80.
To throw is Bortles. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Derek Morgan with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And the Jaguars send out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Here's Jackson. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
4 down, check.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Derrick Henry, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it's 2nd down.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And spins away. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
Mariota now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Mariota. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. $4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Mariota to throw it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
The Titans on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Mariota. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Suckup now set to kick it off following the made field goal. This will be fielded at the 8. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15. And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Set. Green 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Derek Morgan in on the stop.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Bortles now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Fournette. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Green 80.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Incomplete over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. This is Fournette. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. On the right hash. Officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mariota over the middle to Smith. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Mariota. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Mariota now from the 50. Going underneath for Lewis. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
throwing. Mariota over the middle. That's caught by Taylor. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down. Mariota going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Second down, Mariota. Smith catches left side. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans.
False start, offense.
So the Titans come up here 1st and 15, but kind of interesting, the Titans were penalized the 2nd least amount in the NFL in 2017. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Mariota now on 2nd down. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. They'll throw again. Mariota. And Jennings has it. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans.
False start, offense.
The situation changes a bit now. 1st and goal from back at the 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They get it to him running left. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
3rd and goal, Mariota. And that is caught by Davis for a Tennessee touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. Oh, this is blocked. Might be gone. 30, the 20, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Here comes Blake Bortles now to lead his offense back out there. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? And rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing them all sorts of trouble.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin with a run by Fournette. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cole. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down. Bortles now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run with Fournette. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Oh, and now he bowls him over. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, able to shed some tacklers, but it's all for naught.
Yeah, that doesn't even seem fair, does it? Because this guy was breaking tackles, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what he did. A really good effort by him, but give credit to the defense of giving up no gain.
On third down, Yeldon. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing is Mariota. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Mariota. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Mariota. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A Tennessee 1st down. That one Mariota to Matthews. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mariota again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Rashard Matthews, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Now Mariota. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a 1st down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, 1st down. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
On the run, it's Fournette. And a short gain down to about the 33. Kendrick Lewis there to make the stop. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Again, it's Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
On third down, Fournette down to the 25. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through, and that'll extend this lead now up to 25. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and now it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, Mariota. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Mariota. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Here's Brett Kern now, standing just outside his own goal line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be fielded at the 17. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.